Hello guys, it's Julia here, and I'm back finally making a video. I haven't made a video in a while, but this one's a pretty important one. I'm not going to ramble on too long because I don't want it to be long, but I just want to briefly go over some things. So as you guys know, Microsoft is going to have an event. You can see it says, join us to see what's next for Windows, watch the live stream, and it's on June 24th, 2021 at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And it says Microsoft event, and we have this little picture here. Now, obviously that's exciting because, there's an event, and, people are going to see what's, next for Windows. But why is this event so important? Well, there's been a lot of news going on about Windows 11. As you can see, I just looked up Windows 11 on Google News, and you'll see that there's just so many things about Windows 11. People saying it's going to be a thing, people saying Microsoft's teasing it, and how Windows 10 is getting killed off in 2025, so they're going to have something new by then. And seeing they're just dropping hints, and we are not sure exactly what's going to happen. There's a lot of things going on. But let's just go back to this event page. So there are some hints here that means it could be Windows 11. One, you can see the time says it's at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Most events they put in Pacific Time, but this is in Eastern. So why would they just change the time zone all of a sudden? I'm pretty sure the event for 10 was in Pacific. I think, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that most events, I know even for Apple, they do Pacific Time, but I'm pretty sure Microsoft's past events were also Pacific Time, and now it's Eastern Time, and it's 11 a.m. And if you look at this picture, you can see there's like an 11. This piece right here is not visible in the shadow. It's not there. It's like it's as if it's gone. And that is another hint that it could be 11. There's more that I'll talk about now. I'm just going to briefly go over these articles. I'm not going to, read all of them word for word in this video, but if you Google Windows 11 and go to news, you should be able to find a lot of these articles that I'm talking about in the video. I'll link a few of them in the description, the ones that I think you should look at. And I might actually find more as well. But really, if you just Google Windows 11 on news, you will find things. So basically, the first article just talks about how there's going to be an event. This was before we really knew a lot. This was on June 2nd. And they just talked about how, there's going to be an event. And they also referred to, in this article, about how, the CEO said it's one of the most significant updates to Windows of the past decade. So pretty much this means that it's going to be a massive update. And yes, it starts at 11 a.m. on Eastern Time. And all the other times are listed, or at least some of them are listed. So pretty much, and also they talked about the reflection in the picture that I was referring to. How it seems to be high on the rumor list. That's going to be 11. And if you look at the event invite image that Microsoft put out, you can see the logo reflecting. The Windows logo is 11. So that's another hint that they gave us. And then he basically was saying stuff at the build 2021, saying things that were hinting that this could be something massive. And there's that going on as well, and this could mean something. And this is, the event invite that was posted. It was posted everywhere. But then if I go to the second article here, you could see it's just more rumors and things like that going on. And it talks about also the end of support page, which they actually added. Microsoft will continue to support at least one Windows 10 semi-annual channel until October 14th, 2025. That was not there before. That was recently added, which could indicate that yeah, there's going to be something that's newer that isn't 10. So we have that going for us, and they talked about also a video, which I'll get into in another article. So I go to this one, and this one is still, it's pretty similar to like the first one and the second one. It, talks about there's going to be an event, and it'll unveil the next generation of Windows, and about how the CEO said it wanted significant updates. And if we go through here, saying it'll be called Windows 11, potentially. And it just talks about what some of the new features could possibly be, and things like that. very simple article. Now this one is the one talking about the video. So Microsoft teased a new Windows 11 startup sound with an 11-minute video, which means that, as you can see, the startup sounds lo-fi remix. This video is 11 minutes long. If I play it, oh, it's unavailable. It's private. Did Microsoft make it private? Well, that's actually funny. The video is now private, apparently, because I just tried to play it and it says it's private. But the video is 11 minutes long, and I guess it's gone now, which is interesting. That's actually odd. Maybe they took it down because people were figuring it out. But in this video, pretty much it was, 11 minutes long, and it combined startup sounds of Windows 95, XP, and 7. It slowed them down to 4,000%, which I kind of find this weird because those were very big releases. 95, XP, and 7 changed the UI quite a bit, so this could indicate that the next version of Windows is going to change the UI a lot and potentially the startup sound again. So that's pretty much what this is implying. But it just talks more about, the announcement and stuff like that. Really, we'll have to see what happens when it becomes that, because another name that was floating around was Windows Sun Valley, which could just be the update name, or maybe they'll actually name it that. So there's that. And then there's this, which pretty much, again, it just talks about some of the possible new features and signs that it is going to be 11. It talks about the event, and, it talks about the CEO again teasing Windows 11. He said stuff at Build, which made it seem like there's going to be something new, like something massive coming, and then this just compares, 8, 10, things like that, and how Microsoft did actually say Windows 10 was the last version of Windows, but things don't last forever. That's going to change. That was back in 2015 that they said that, which was 6 years ago. So obviously things are going to change since then. Like, it's not just going to be 10 forever and all these updates. But it also talks about Windows 10X, and yes, Windows 10X is dead. Microsoft recently announced it's dead, and it turns out a lot of these features are going to go into Windows 11 or the next version of Windows, because, we'll see it obviously come in one of these. So what's new in Windows 11 is the Sun Valley. Well, yeah, we've been hearing Sun Valley a lot. It's the code name for the big UX overhaul that's coming with Windows 11. So they're probably just going to maybe call it Windows 11 Sun Valley, and if they don't call it Windows 11, because they could just call it Windows, they could just simply say Windows Sun Valley. They could remove the number altogether, and maybe they're teasing us to try and trick us. I don't know. We will only find out when it actually reaches June 24th, and I will be watching that event. And I suggest people watch it too if they can, because it's going to be very significant. So this also talks about possible features like a new store, the visual overhaul with rounded corners, which I think rounded corners actually look really good. It talks about when it's coming out, most likely coming out in fall, because insiders will probably be testing it, and then they'll end up releasing it to everyone in the fall, which is what people are thinking. I'll get through these and then I'll say a few more things and then I'll end the video. So this next one's saying, this was before I think the event was announced, of, again, the CEO of Microsoft teasing the next generation of Windows at the Build conference. So more stuff about that happening, which he said all this stuff, which makes it seem like that something is definitely going to change. And I believe, I don't know if it was him or if it was someone else, but someone did say they were testing out the internal builds and stuff of Windows, and saying that it's really important. I think it was him actually that did say that. There's just so much news coming out nowadays, it's hard to keep track with, what's going on, but I believe it was him that did say that. There was like a tweet somewhere, but I'm unable to find it. I don't know if it got deleted or if I just can't find the articles for it. I think it was a tweet. I could be wrong. It could have been something said at this conference. But pretty much, there's definitely something up. Something is coming. Something major is coming for sure with Windows on June 24th. And we'll just have to wait and see if it's 11 or if it's something else. And I'm pretty sure it is him because you could see I've been self-hosting it over the past several months, and I'm incredibly excited about the next generation of Windows, which I think was what was said. So then we come into what people thought. So I don't know. So people saying, "Oh, we think Microsoft confirmed 11," and saying that the event's on the 24th and binary, blah blah blah, and all this math. That's pretty much just saying that Windows 11 could be confirmed here, and you can see that they're pretty much just saying more stuff in the comments about how it could be 11. Now, we don't really know if this is actually true, but it's just speculation. And another one of this image, which I'm sure you recognize this image, it's from the event page. It's very similar. It's pretty much the same image. They reused the image. But the thing is, look, if you look closely, you will see that that thing is there. That wasn't there in the other one. The shadow. The shadow is in this image. But if you go back to this, the shadow is not there. So that indicates that the image was edited and they potentially removed it intentionally. So that could mean a lot. That they actually, they intentionally removed the horizontal bars. This bar does not exist in this. So there's that. So people talking more about stuff. So there's pretty much been a lot of news. However, there was an article I came across that said it might not be 11. So this says they accidentally leaked the name, but it isn't Windows 11. You're probably like, but there's all this, speculation that it's going to be 11. Well, the thing is that in this image, you'll see they noticed that Microsoft support page posted yesterday, not obviously yesterday at the time of recording, refers to two separate versions of Windows, Windows 10 and Windows Sun Valley. And if I zoom this in, it says, learn about managing applications in Windows 10 and Windows Sun Valley. So they're not saying Windows 11, they're saying Windows Sun Valley. So that could actually indicate that maybe it's not 11, or maybe they just didn't put 11 in it. Maybe they're going to refer to it more as Windows, or maybe they are going to call it Windows Sun Valley, or maybe they just didn't want to put the 11 in yet. We don't know. But they did remove this. So it was an accident, because they did remove the Windows Sun Valley. So saying that it was a mistake. Pretty much it just proves that the inclusion was a mistake. So they didn't mean to leak the name. It was, obviously an accident. So what will it be called? Windows 11, Windows Sun Valley, or something else? Well, again, we will find out on the day of release. And I know this is a lot of information to take in this one video that I've been recording for like 15 minutes. That's why I'm going to be stopping the video shortly. I'm just going to say a few more things, or sum this up, and then I'm going to end the video, and I'll put some of the articles in the description, because I think it's a lot, or I might put all of them actually. I might just throw all of the articles in the description, all the links to them, but there's obviously more. If you Google for Windows 11, you can find a lot more, or maybe looking up Windows Sun Valley, or Microsoft event, or whatever. But there's more and more news keeps coming out every single day. Every day, more and more information is getting released. So we'll just have to see what happens. But basically, saying this, that, it's very likely because, 11 a.m., the 11 in the picture. Also, this could be the new wallpaper in Windows 11 or Windows Sun Valley or whatever they're going to call it, potentially. I'm not sure. It could just be used for the event, but we'll see. And the fact that they changed the end of support page, and the fact that that page was recently updated, and also that leak of Windows Sun Valley in that support page. However, there's some other things. So Microsoft has paused insider builds for now. They're only releasing cumulative updates. They released another update to test their pipeline. Is what they said today, and it was like .2025, I think. I don't know the exact insider. Let me find that. here is that tweet saying, heads up to Windows Insiders in the dev channel, we released build 2.1390.2025. This update allows for further servicing pipeline validation. So they did release an update, which this is what the update is, cumulative update for Windows 10 version next, and the build there, and the KB. So this could potentially mean something. They did also release another update a few days ago. So there's that. So they are releasing cumulative updates, but they're not releasing any like completely new builds because they have them paused for now until after June 24th or maybe on June 24th, which is definitely indicating something. And also from another forum that someone told me about, I don't have the link on hand, you can probably look it up, but they're making a new branch, which is co_refresh. And that means that it's pretty much the Sun Valley update and potentially turning into Windows 11. And there's rumors that that's what they're going to release to insiders either on the 24th or after that date. And also in internal builds, they did add a watermark back, you know, that internal build watermark that they're like, let's not leak this hard work, whatever. That's back in internal builds, and I know that was way back in the Windows 8 days that they would have those watermarks, which was also heard on a forum, which again I don't have the link to, but you can probably validate that by looking it up. If I'm wrong, let me know. But that's just what I heard from someone. And also, you know, the video that Microsoft did have up that apparently went private now, unless that was not the video on Microsoft, that might have been the other video, but I have a feeling it was the Microsoft video, and the fact that it's now private, like, that there's something up. But also, the fact that that video does hint it's going to be a good release because those versions of Windows were pretty good, and also they were the most, you know, successful and the most that changed the UI. So that is a good hint that Windows 11 might fix all the issues that 10 has, and people would be pleased with it. Obviously, we know this is a very important update and very important release that's going to happen, that's going to change everything with Windows. And I think it's important that they do this. And, you know, people are going to keep also making speculation on what they're going to do. So, we're going to keep seeing probably more and more information every single day, hinting Windows 11 or Windows Sun Valley. Now, I'm not going to say for sure it's going to be called Windows 11. Yes, there may be a lot of 11 hints, but it could still be just Sun Valley. But I'm pretty sure that 21H2 will be the last update for Windows 10, and it's rumored to be build 19044. As you know, they've been doing enablement packages. So they had 2004, which is 19041, which was a full-on feature update. Then they had 20H2, which was build 19042, and then just like a month ago, build 19043 came out, which is 21H1, which really does not change much. It only changes a few things that are really, in my opinion, not noticeable. It feels just like 20H2, but with longer support and a different build number. But they did 2 different enablement packages, and they're probably going to do one more, and then that's going to be done with 10, and then afterwards they're going to release something new. Now, as of 10 ending support in 2025, they might extend that because Microsoft has done that in the past with like 7 and XP, but we will have to see. And obviously 8.1 is ending support in 2023, and any extended support for 7 for companies that paid for updates would also be ending in 2023, I think around the same time as 8.1. So anyways, that's all I'm going to talk about in this video. You guys leave your comments below on your thoughts on this. What do you think is going to happen? And I think for sure there's going to be a lot of changes in the new operating system. As to if it's going to be called 11, I think it will because of all the hints we've been seeing. Then again, Microsoft could be tricking us. Then again, why would they private that video? You know, that's kind of strange. But I think it will be 11, but leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'll link the articles down below in the description so you can check them out. And if you want to find more, you can do some research and find more just by Googling it. It's very simple. But that will do it for this video. I will say I'm very excited. I will be watching the event, and I will be sure to make a video talking about, you know, what happened so you guys know. because this is going to be massive, and I can't wait to see what's to come. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and bye!